Is it, you're running?
Yep.
Everything? Oh. Hey everybody, it's Tony Cook, the editor of Model Railroad News and co-editor of HO Collector Quarterly and managing editor of the new quarterly Diesel Era from White River Productions. But somehow I'm taking a break on this wonderful Saturday in May, and my assistant editor Shane Mason and I are down here at Midwest Model Railroad in Independence, Missouri in the Kansas City area. And we have a special guest today. I'm so excited. Matt Gentry is here from Rapido Trains. And you are, I said, well, why don't you come over for some barbecue today? And Matt said, I'll set my Betamax to record BJ and the Bear and Love Boat tonight on TV, and I'll be right over. And so we're going to take him out for barbecue in a bit. But I wanted to get Matt to tell us a little bit about Rapido. Had a huge week this week of announcements.
Yes, we did.
You've got a vehicle coming in HO scale.
Chevy Caprice.
In both four-door sedan and a station wagon.
Yep.
This will be a plastic HO vehicle model.
Yes.
In multiple, we have like police things, and I saw some like railroad things, plus the wonderful wagons with wood and all that. This is that downsized Chevy. GM was the first one to jump in the 70s, and what that came out in the fall of 76 is a 77 Caprice Impala. Right. And it stayed around to like 90 or 91.
Yeah, that was a long production on those cars.
I mean, when you think of the cycle of 2 or 3 years, but no, that Caprice Impala was basically almost unchanged for a dozen years until it got that real bubbly look of the early 90s.
Right.
But it's a classic, and I mean, for auto carriers, fill-in parking lots, we so need that era car because we have a world of 57 Chevys and old classic whatevers, but you get to more modern stuff, and I don't have any cars for that.
Few and far between.
So that's awesome. That's announced. The FPA2U and FPB2U are coming, and those are what CN took a couple of their 1955 FAs and rebuilt them and upped them from 1,500 horsepower to like 1,800 and gave them bigger fuel tanks.
Right.
But they only did it to 2 AB sets, so they're fairly unique.
Right. There was only the 4 units in total that they had. So.
But they make it all the way to VIA.
Right.
So you'll have the 54 green CN scheme, the wet noodle black, white zebra with the red nose, and then the blue and yellow VIAs.
Right.
And now that I saw was a conditional announcement, so I guess Rapido's looking to see the interest in it to commit to making it.
Right. There's been a fair amount of projects in Rapido's history that have been conditional announcements like that, just to make sure that the interest is there for us to proceed with the project, because a project so specific like that sometimes is a rather large risk, and sometimes it's best to do that, especially on something like this. So that's why it's a conditional announcement.
So reservations are up for that now if you're interested. Now I know the Caprice Impala, from probably what I'll already order, you'll be making that. So no worries there.
No worries there.
But then the other thing I'm excited about is the one that you're working on. And this is a modern, I've already had a couple people go, wow, Rapido's doing a modern freight car.
Yes, we are.
Tell me about this coal hopper.
So the coal hopper, well, for starters, I'm a bit of a unit train dork, and not just coal trains, but, tank trains,
I think I'm on that group on Facebook.
Okay.
The Unit Train Dorks. Yeah. Look it up.
Yeah.
I think we're
Are we the only members, though?
I think so.
Okay.
But, if you find it,
All right.
We go.
So one of the first projects that I pitched to Jason whenever I was hired at Rapido was I wanted...
You mean kidnapped? I saw the video.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's get that right.
Have you seen that? If you look on YouTube, he's out rail fanning, and a truck pulls up and scoops him up.
Yeah, I've still got bruises from that, Jason.
After I saw that, I said to my assistant editor, Shane, we've got to have more security. So, we bring the dog along, I've got, I don't know. But it concerned me. But anyway, I think it worked out well for me.
I still don't know how I escaped to get here today, so.
Well, they might have let you out, just to be able to do some promotional work.
That could be.
You can write the whole trip off now, too.
Yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
You must have made a call to Jason for me.
I did. Well, there you go.
So, but anyway, whenever I was pitching this project, it was just sort of a ho-hum sort of thing, because the Rapido crew typically isn't sort of modern. And so it's like, hey, let's up this a little bit, and here's a project, here's the unit train car, here's something that would, in theory, be able to produce again and again, and get sales out of it.
Oh,
and so this is what we ended up with. The design of it is it's an AutoFlood 3 rapid discharge coal hopper. So the bottom obviously has the discharge gates, but then they also were equipped with rotary couplers for most of the owners.
I was going to ask you that because some have the band on the end.
Right.
I thought, well, if they're rapid discharge, do they also have the ability to flip over? So they can do both. Okay.
But if you'll notice in this first announcement, I believe it's the PG and X don't have that color bands on the one end of the car, so those are strictly rapid discharge only. And then, so within the road names, BNSF actually has, and others, have double rotary cars, and so you'll see double color blocks on both ends of the car, and so one of the BNSF single cars is a double rotary car.
Oh, that's neat. And you've got two railroads, BNSF with the modern wedge, Union Pacific with CMO.
Reporting marks, yeah.
Which I didn't know what that was. And I know that's all done for accounting fund by the railroad.
Right.
But I'm trying to think what CMO was, and I know there's about 10 people just saw this video. It's like, oh, I can't believe he doesn't know what that is.
Yeah, same.
But anyway, yeah. And then you've got power companies, because power companies own and operate fleets of them. And then leaser cars, too. GATX, General American, and then is it City or CEFX?
Yeah, it's the CEFX reporting marks, but Citigroup or Citicorp, I believe,
leases the cars. And in that group, you've got the neat, Indiana Railroad, which is out in your neck of the woods.
Yes, it is.
Had a special commemorative car that you're doing.
Right, and whenever I was doing the research on the CEFX cars, I'm just going through looking for what, because they typically run in sets, so there'll be a group of 100 to 120 cars that are in a set, and they're in one train in one area. So, like, they could be the CEFX, as I found out with the CEFX cars, the lower numbers were on Indiana Railroad trackage between mines and power plants in central Indiana. And then, like, some of the higher number CEFX cars were in train sets up in Canada.
Oh, so they don't just run everywhere. Some of them are more specific to... Oh.
Right. Now, they do get out, especially later in life, whenever they get mixed up and plants close and demand changes, so on and so forth. But anyway, whenever I was looking through this lower number CEFX cars, one of the cars that popped up was that 2 millionth carload. And I remembered the car, but I didn't know it was this prototype. So whenever I saw that, it's like, oh, I have to do that, especially because I'm in Indiana. So
it'll be very neat. It's got 2 millionth thing on the, and then the red and white Indiana Railroad symbol or heralds in the center.
It's the Indiana Railroad 25th anniversary insignia in the middle of the car.
Wow, 25th anniversary,
and that was a number of years ago too.
Oh wow!
Because again. Sorry, I don't know this off the top of my head. But that was at least 5 to 10 years ago, I think. I want to say about 2008.
That's a neat road. I've never gotten over there to see it yet. They with like SD90s and other things, red and white scheme. Cool.
Yeah, they have a bunch of GP38s. They have, I think, 5 SD90 Max left, including the 25th anniversary unit. And then some SD40-2s.
Oh, neat road. And now the car, of course, is going to be top of the line. It's going to have a die cast. What the sill or frame across the bottom is going to be metal?
So the up to, I believe, the vertical end sheets, the slope sheets, and then the accordion, what I'll call the accordion of the bays, that is all a die cast piece.
Oh, give it nice weight, yeah.
Right, because that was one of the things I noticed on other rapid discharge cars that are on the market is they're very lightweight.
Right.
So let's actually the GLA hopper that Bill Schneider designed, they designed it that same way, and so I said, hey, I want to do that with this car and get some proper weight.
And then the body shell injection molded plastic with naturally separate grabs. All the in-cage detail for the air and the brake stuff.
Right.
And then it'll have a coal load in it, but you're also going to detail all the inside too, I think I saw. Then it'll have all the correct stuff inside it.
Right.
Wow.
So since that bottom and the slope sheets is a die-cast piece, that means that the sides are basically molded flat. They're not done with a 4-slide mold that has to release it.
Right.
And since they're flat pieces, those rivets can be designed on both sides, and we don't lose any detail.
That should be a sharp car. And it's taking reservations now. There's, about 6 or 7 between the power plants, the leasers, and the couple road names?
Yep, there are 7 road names, and there are 3 6-packs of each road name, so you can have a total of 18 cars. And then BNSF, we did the extra double rotary car, so you can have 19 cars for BNSF. And then there's the Indiana Railroad 2 millionth carload car, so you can have 19 road numbers for CEFX.
That is going to be a popular car. A 2004
And
to
newer.
now
Yeah.
newer prototypes. So guys doing modern stuff, this will
Right.
be a absolutely fantastic car for you. Well, appreciate the info, Matt. We got to go get you some lunch and get you back on the road so you can do some more rail fanning today. Thanks for stopping by. Rapido Trains is the place to go to look for that. The things we talked about, from that Chevy to that special run of those rebuilt Alcos to this fantastic new rapid discharge coal hopper. RapidoTrains.com. Visit us at ModelRailroadNews.com. And for your model train stuff, what do you think of this? The first time you've been in the shop, isn't it?
It is. This store is incredible.
Isn't it incredible?
Yeah.
This to me is like, this is heaven. If I walk in one day and there's a whole row of Tyco stuff, I know I will have died and gone to a good place. But yeah, this is an incredible hobby shop. Midwest ModelRR.com is the place to go for that. Thanks for your time today, and awesome. You guys at Rapido are just knocking it out of the park one after another.
And there's more coming.
Thanks, everybody.
Let's get some barbecue, man.